Welcome, everyone, to I'm Nature. I'm your host, Brian Porter, and this week we're blessed to have two powerful native healers joining us, Maureen Morven and Barbara Moreau. Welcome, beautiful spirits.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Well, I'm very privileged and honored to have you on this week. I just met the two of them, what was it, like 5 days ago? And
Yeah.
it was a beautiful discussion we had on Skype. I left it feeling light and happy and blissful. And I guess this is part of your teaching, right? This is the normal state of being for most people, or where people could be if they were healed.
Yes. If they face their own past, because when you always hear talk about people going inward, and it's like, well, what do you mean by going inward? It's like talking about your earliest memory until now, so that our energy is always going forward, because our teachings are circular. So what we teach is go to the beginning memory, talk about all the negative ones, and then as you're doing it, you clear your body. And as you're clearing your body, like if you talk about your first memory and you feel it, uncomfortableness in your tummy, you put your hand on your tummy, deep breath, grab and pull it off on the deep breath, and you keep talking about your memory. If you fell on your knee when you're 5 years old from riding a bike, you pull that energy off your knee and you pull the fear off your kidneys and your tummy. And then you call your power, permission, and spirit back. So you just keep going forward so that your energy is always going forward. Our time isn't linear. It's not beginning, middle, and end. And if you go backwards and you pick and choose which memory you're going to heal, your energy is always going to be confused and going backwards. So our teachings is go to the beginning and come forward. And that's how you get to know yourself, and that's how you go inward. So then once you heal yourself and your whole being is healed head to toe, mind, body, spirit, and emotions, your brain will automatically reconnect itself from the trauma, because we lose 17 to 26% of our capacity to use our brain in any type of trauma in our livelihood or in our life's experiences. So the brain will reconnect. If there's damage done to the brain is smart enough to reconnect around the damage. And from there, it's kind of like if once you fix your head, the rest of your body falls in place. It's the psychology of understanding, right? And it also has to do with understanding your history, not just with your people, but with mankind, because everything started from history that was brought here today. So a lot of people, once you understand where the trauma started, that it was passed on from all different types of nations, and it came to the First Nations last, that everyone's gone through it. We're just more vocal about it.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. What I like to do when I have people on for the first time, and you're my first time on my show, I like people to get a sense of their lives, where they've come from, what brought them to this point now of enlightenment. So if both of you could give me a bit of a short summary of your life and how you arrived at such a beautiful place.
Okay, I was born on a little island in the Northwest Territories with the South Slavey people. My mom is South Slavey, which is a part of the Dene tribe. My dad is, pardon?
In Canada. A lot of people that listen are in the U.S. Okay.
Okay, hello. We don't say a lot. Yeah. Just kidding. And we're very humorous once we get to that place of healing. So, born and raised on a little island in a little First Nation community in like the Arctic. A lot of gifted people were hidden away from major society so that we can come out and share teachings later on in life. I found that later on as well. My dad is French. My mother's Dene. At home, she would teach me how to sew. She'd teach me about the legends, the stories. And we have specific protocol for our first moon time. So she took me through that and went through lots of negative life experiences and was always fascinated with the paranormal world. I was always known, sleep at Barb's house because she has all the ghost stories. So I was always really open to it. And I was introduced to our teachings with my mom, with our legends and our beliefs. and how to conduct myself when death is around or in different things, and how to conduct myself in public. She always used to say, be nice to everyone because you don't know who's gifted. If you piss them off, you can hurt them. They could hurt you. So it wasn't that they would. It was their guides protect. Gifted people have guides where their guides will protect them like a brand new baby, like a mother bear syndrome. So if you were to disrespect or dishonor, the person, the healer, will pray for you and forgive you. It's their guides that might take over and say, okay, 2x4 treatment for them. They need to learn to be more respectful. So anyways, I went through a possession when I was in my 20s. It would be classified as a possession. It was a suicide spirit that was trying to convince me to kill myself. And I would express myself to the person I was with at the time, and they're like, don't be silly, it's not that bad. And my aunt came over and smudged me for the first time and said, well, our people have ways that Western medicine cannot fix and they don't understand. So if you're willing, here's a phone number. So the phone number was my first teacher. Her name was Andriana Rose. She was Mohawk. And when I first met her, it's like, I know you. And she looked at me and she's like, what? I look white. It's like, I'm Mohawk. Our people have been assimilated for 500 years. And she's like, as long as you have the spirit, you have the knowledge, and you have the belief, that's who you are. Percentages don't matter. So that was my introduction to her, and we just clicked, and she's like, you do know I'm your student. About 6 months later, after I started going to see her for help, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I just went with the flow. She passed away from cancer, and it took her out really fast. And after that, I spent 3 years researching, reading books, trying to figure out, what am I going to do? I know there's more to life than this. And she didn't get to finish her teachings, what she had to share. I had 2 years with her, and then for 3 years I read books. I got my Reiki master's teachers, because she always said, you already know how to do it, but in the Western world you need documentation. It's really good if you have that to back you up. So if anyone ever asks you, you can show it to them. So I did that, and I went to a workshop in Vancouver in 2009, and that is when I met Frank James Austin, Many Horses. Had no idea who he was. And then I listened to him talk, and I was like, oh my God, he sounds like my first teacher. I have to meet him. So I went to go meet him, and he was looking for helpers to help heal. He was doing sessions off the side at this Gathering of Healers workshop back in 2009. So I asked him, can you teach me? Can I work with you for the day? And he said, yes, okay. So I got to observe and learn. And I invited him up because I had worked for my band at the time to our first spiritual gathering that fall. And kept in contact with him. After I had left for 2 days, it took me 2 days of flights to get home from Vancouver to Northwest Territories. And for 2 days, my guides were like, he's your new teacher. You know, give him an offering. He's your new teacher. I'm like, nope. He's a man. I want a woman teacher. And they're like, nope, he's your new teacher. You need to give him an offering, and you're going to do it. And I'm like, no. And I found out later on, like a couple years down the road, that he had to drive home, and for 2 days travel, his guides are like, this is your new student. You got to pass everything on to her. She's going to carry on the teachings, you know. So basically, it was set up by spirits that we come together, the good spirits. And so after that, we just, over time, we started traveling together, and we wrote books together. We have 2 websites, and we share the teachings openly. We've traveled across Canada for the last 6 years. He started back in the early 1990s, I believe in the late 80s or early 90s. And I just jumped on board. He's like, you have computer skills? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, let's start writing. And so... and he's like, you know how to do websites. Okay, let's do websites. So that's where we did all of that. And he left in June. It was his time to go home. He went back to the other side. He still comes around and visits.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, he sends random texts. Yeah, it's the whole grieving process is different when it's really close to the heart. I can honestly say, if it wasn't for the psychology, like our ancient traditional psychology of telling it like it is without labels, and the ceremonies that I've done to release the trauma and the anger, the pain, the sadness, I wouldn't have come this far so fast. And knowing, like, getting signs and seeing him and hearing him. So I guess I'm blessed that way, where a lot of people aren't able to get that right away. Because the next day, like the day he passed over, he was standing in the bathroom like, oh, you're still scaring me. Because he would joke around with me a lot and always scare me, right? So it's like, you're still at it. So it was good. It really helped me get through the whole process. So the original intention was for me to carry on the teachings, and the last month I've been speaking at events and radio shows like this one, and starting to share all the knowledge of all of our ancestors, because all of our people and all the nations of the world had it at one time. We're just here to remind you in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, we all used to live according to Mother's laws and Mother's ways. And so in our deep past, even the white people are of the white tribe. And we are all Aboriginal people. And that's something, a message I'm trying to get out and hopefully have an effect on the way we structure the world, because we really are all Aboriginals.
Okay. Yep. So ancient earth cultures.
Yes. Yes. So I just want to put out this. You have this absolutely amazing website.
Yes. We share everything.
AbsoluteTruthParanormal.com. I'll say that again.
Read the slogan on the top.
AbsoluteTruthParanormal.com. It's I just found out about it about 15 minutes before the show, folks, so I haven't had a time to look at it. What I've seen is truly remarkable. There's a lot of information here. It's almost, I'm sure you certainly want to contact them, but there's a lot of stuff in here that I think people could just pick up on their own if they had somewhat of a head start. What do you say about that? Do you feel that was it designed to teach people from the website? The information?
Yeah, the basics of prayers, the basics of picking medicines, the basics of smudging, because a lot of people don't know where to start. And they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Can you teach me? And it's like, well, it's on our website. Yeah, and I like the top slogan because it says, "To Bush Indian Solutions," because many horses and I were literally born in the bush. On an island, yeah.
To Bush Indian Solutions. Okay, yeah, I wasn't on the home screen. I was on something else.
Yes.
Yeah. What is para to you is normal to us. Yeah. Cute.
Yes.
Very cute. Okay. Well, let's get to your friend there who isn't quite as vocal as you are, but I'm sure she's still very talented. Maureen Morven. Maureen, what can you tell us about your life and how it's led you to this place of absolute perfection and
well, I was born in a community called Gedacht Amex. I still call it New Ianch. I wasn't born there. I come from there. I'm from the Nisga'a Nation. I was born being able to see everything, communicating with spirits, right from, I have memories from from when I was a baby up until now. And so
would you see nature spirits and human?
I saw everything. Everything.
Wow.
I went through a period of time where I saw too much of the dark side, and that is being a little bit too open. And had my grandparents allowed me to be taken to the doctor, I probably would have gotten diagnosed as schizophrenia very young. Instead, my grandfather explained to me everything that was happening every once in a while, and he told me, please don't share everything that you see. Just talk to me. So that was my life in my childhood. And from childhood, growing up, I went through various teachings, rites of passage that are from our culture. I learned traditional ways of doing things. Even though I didn't necessarily live a traditional life, I knew the traditional way because I experienced it with my grandfather and my grandmother. And so when I moved away and then moved back home, I moved back home with my daughter, and I met my first teacher, who happened to be my aunt. And I showed up one day and telling her I couldn't deal with the whole world because I could always sense everybody's emotions.
Yeah.
And so I was having a hard time. I couldn't decipher which ones were mine, which ones were everybody else's. She sat me down and she started talking to me and explaining to me from a spiritual sense and a spiritual point of view how to deal with them. 2 days later, I showed up back at her office again, and I said, could you teach me how to do what you do? And she told me, I've been waiting for you for 5 years. So she passed away after I worked with her for a couple of years. She passed away in 2006. She experienced attacks because of who she was and because she was trying to teach people how to deal with each other in a loving way. And coming from a very political environment that didn't mix well. And so she had an aneurysm and passed away. It was very devastating to me. I thought I wasn't going to make it through, but I really wanted to communicate with her, and I knew I could if I kept going, so I did. And in 2010, the same workshop, I met many horses. And
Really? You met at the same time as...
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The very first words out of his mouth when he was speaking were the same words that came out of my Auntie Pat's mouth. And I just kept watching him, and he just kept smiling at me. And then I thought, who is this person? So I decided to read the pamphlet and read about him. And it was funny because prior to that, I was getting messages all of the time that your next teacher is going to be from the Bulkley Valley. And completely by surprise, I was reading the information on the pamphlet, and it says, shaman from the Bulkley Valley.
I still have that pamphlet.
Yes. And so I made sure to sit in line and have a session with him, and I wasn't moving from that chair until I got to see him. I followed his little mini workshops around the whole day because I wanted to hear more and more and more and more.
So how long was that? Was that a whole weekend, or was that a week, or how long?
3 days.
3 days.
3 days. Oh, that's
Yes.
perfect. Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah. Also, prior to that, my aunt, one of the last things she said to me before she left was she told me who I was in the past. And then she said, you're going to meet 2 people that are going to need to know that. And she told me what my place was going to be. And when I went there, and he was standing in front of everybody the last day, and he called Barb out to drum, I said, oh, it's those 2. So I recognized the both of them right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been, ever since the first workshop when we invited many horses to our community, I've been in contact with them and working with them and learning from them ever since.
Yep.
Beautiful. And you've been friends ever since?
Yes.
Yes. And after he went home to the spiritual world, I phoned her up and said, I need a roommate.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, you're kidding! So you haven't been living together since June then?
July,
Yes.
End of July.
Yeah.
End of July.
Yeah, but we worked together for over 5 years now, and I took her on as a professional partner. So we're taking all of his teachings. We have a business, a society, and we're working on getting a charity. Yeah, because we want to create his healing lodge in the mountains. That was his dream, was to have a healing lodge in the mountains so people can come and share teachings.
So he can still help from the other side.
Oh, he does. He does.
Remember I told you about the movie Astral Journey?
Yes.
Or Astral City?
Astral City?
It's actually an incredibly beautiful story written by Chico Xavier. I noticed you wrote it down when we were chatting, but I strongly recommend that people watch that movie because it really explains, from my point of view anyways, what it's all about, that we're in a soul school. And the main lesson here to learn is we love all the time, no matter what happens. As long as you stay in that loving space, yeah, you will be protected, and no matter what happens, you will overcome any obstacle here. Yeah.
Yeah. We first have to learn to love ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, and loving self is really, really simple. You just wake up every morning and hug yourself and say, I love you.
That's the other thing, is everything is simple, and we've made everything so complicated. This is key, right?
Yeah. And the thing is if you ask yourself, do I love myself? And if you feel a discomfort in your stomach, then you don't. And if you feel like it really, like energy pouring on you, then you really love yourself. Because when you can love yourself, then you can love everything around you. So we've been taught and conditioned throughout our life that we're not good enough, that everything has a label. So it's reprogramming the mind and the belief system. Yeah, and it could easily be done. You just cross your arms and say, I love myself. And if there's discomfort in your stomach, put your hands on there and take a deep breath in. Grab and pull out the discomfort, because those are old memory cells of someone telling you you're not good enough. And you hug yourself again and you breathe. Breathe in, I love myself. Breathe out, I love myself. And once you get chills head to toe, then you've essentially reprogrammed your subconscious and your body to love yourself. And you can reprogram anything in your body that way.
I often tell people that I live in a vibration. And you're one of the few people I've met who understands that.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I met you because I felt so alone, right? Other than like a few people like Barbara Three Crow. And the funny thing is I've got this new network coming on called MakingADifference.tv. And
nice.
Yeah, and I hope you guys are going to do a show on it, because we so desperately need this healing that you have to offer.
Yes.
It's so important, because I work with activists, and this is a message to everyone who works at Revolution Radio and all the other activists on planet Earth. Stop living in fear. Stop worrying so much.
Yeah.
You are giving in to the dark side when you do this stuff.
Yes.
It's not we don't need this to fix the planet or to fix anything. We need love. We need unconditional pouring of powerful love everywhere. This is what will fix it. And just because there's a problem doesn't mean we have to worry about it or fear it. It's just a challenge given to us by the Creator.
Yes.
Shift energy.
Yes, shifting energy, because we're energy transformers.
I'm getting a vibration. I must have got that right.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, we're energy transformers. Like anytime you're feeling fear or worry or any type of fear, it's stemmed to your own past. And it's identifying what's the first memory. And you talk about it in great detail. And as you're talking, you pull it off your body. And then you talk to the fear. And you say, you know what, fear, I acknowledge that you're there. And you can just leave me now. Or you can just use really aggressive words like I do and tell her where to go.
Yeah.
Like, get away from me. And then once I address the fear and say, I acknowledge I'm feeling you, and you don't have my power, permission, and spirit, I take it back, and you pull it in. Pull back your power, permission, and spirit, and then start breathing, I love you. Yep. And you breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. Big belly breaths until you get chills head to toe, and then you center yourself, and then you start thinking, okay, what's the solution here? What can I do? Yeah, and you start breathing white light. You just imagine white light and send it to the function or wherever you need it to go.
Yeah.
You can send it to safe travels ahead of you. You can send it to your past. You can send it to something that you know that's coming. There's no limitations. Like I've sent it to myself when I was a little girl with the first trauma I experienced, and then I called it little spirit, and I started talking to Barbie. It's like, okay, Barbie, you're a special person and you don't even know it yet. Yeah, so, and then I just filled her little spirit with nothing but love and said, okay, go back to your time. Go back to your area, where you come from. Yeah, so you can do amazing things. There's no limits to what you can do with energy.
And time is not linear.
Yes.
And everything is energy. And we create it ourselves.
That's what many horses always used to say. Everything is energy, vibration. Everything is mathematical thinking. Everything is ancient traditional psychology. It's understanding human behavior so you don't take things personal, and always be solution-based thinking. He's like, we always get a flash in our minds what we should do, and he's like, we ignore that and then allow our minds to take over. He's like, the answer is the first flash that you see. Pay attention.
I want to love this guy, because that's what I'm all about.
Yes.
Finding solutions. If there's a problem, hey, that's your challenge, to find a solution. Don't focus on the problem. focus on the solution.
Yes, be solution-based. Be a solution-based thinker. Yep. And
talk about dream throwing instead of dream catching.
Dream throwing
instead of dream catching.
You want to talk
Have
about
you heard about the dream catchers? I understand within your system there's a dream catcher.
It collects negative dreams.
Yeah, I've been told to throw dreams, like throw good thoughts, throw good alternatives, throw the solutions out into the universe. And hopefully that you'll plant seeds in other people by doing that.
Yeah, your vibration of your voice puts it ahead of you, and whoever you're thinking about, you can program their future. Like prayers are really powerful. When they're from the mind, it's like a power of 1. When it's from the heart, it's a power of 5,000.
Wow.
When it's the power of the body, it's just like trillions and trillions, right? So when you pray from your heart and with your whole being by connecting to Mother Earth and Creator and pulling the energy up and down the body, and you pray from your heart, you pray out loud. Yeah, so it's amazing. Even in a
vibration of the speech.
Right? Yes,
that helps.
Yes, because our voices command our mind, body, and spirit, and we can also put that vibration in front of someone, which becomes reality down the road for them.
When you're talking to, you're breathing out, so the breath of life goes into every word that you say.
Yeah, we all have the breath of life. They call it breath of God, breath of creation. Every breath that we have is that. We just don't realize it.
Yeah. And we're the first people to step into it as soon as we say it.
Yeah, so be careful what you say about others, because it becomes your own reality. Yeah, so it's like, I love you, sister. I love you, brother. You're a good teacher.
Always find the positive in someone versus the negative.
Yeah, and if
we all have our stuff to work on.
Yes, and if you see something in someone that you don't like, it's because it's a trigger in your own past. It's like, oh, I don't like that person because of this or that. It's like, stop. Where did you do that in your past? Because you need to admit it so it doesn't hit you like that. And once you admit it, the next time you see that person, it's not even going to touch you. Yeah, once you admit it, talk about it in great detail, pull it off your body, piece of cake. And then the next time you see them, it's like, thank you for allowing me to see myself and heal my past. You're a great teacher. Yeah, it's flipping everything. It's like daily maintenance, right? So you can't
forgiving them and forgiving yourself. I love
giving yourself first.
You're just so positive. It's just so beautiful. I mean,
I have my moments.
I mean, it's such a pleasure to talk to someone who's so enlightened, because this is why. I mean, I have to say it again. That, you know, I've talked to all these beautiful psychics that I know, and they see so much more than, you know, people see. I have a direct connection to the problem-solving kind of like universe. I don't see all the stuff that you see, but I know there's incredibly that the universe is perfect.
Yeah.
All the solutions are there, and that's my purpose for being here. But I see the need to connect with you, with all the people who see the love and all the other spirits, and they see the interconnection of everything. Because you see, you need to help keep us from getting depressed and angry and all those things that deter us from achieving our solutions. That's the important part, the role that you have to play in this. So you're not just healing an individual, you're healing a whole planet.
Yeah, because we're all connected to her. Whether we realize it or not, we're all connected to Mother Earth just by our feet being on the ground or our feet being on the floor. We're still connected to her energetically. And 7 billion people that are off balance and sick, guess what she's going to do? So the more people that we influence, we can overpower the negative and we can neutralize it. And there are ceremonies that a lot of us do behind closed doors that help neutralize a lot of the demonic energy and the negative energies and release trapped spirits. So we do a lot of that work. We do a lot of energy drive-bys, energy ball drive-bys.
What's an energy drive-by? That's cool.
It's fun. You just rub your hands together and you feel your own energy, right? And then you make an energy ball. And you think of the first time you fell in love or the first time you held your baby, and the energy between your hands gets stronger. And then you speak into it. You ask for healing prayers. Like the person I just passed has a heart problem. Let's send their heart healing energy. And then we just kind of throw it and keep driving. Energy drive-by.
Yeah.
And then we do prayer drive-bys. We pray for people when we see that they're limping or they're in pain. We ask that healing energy fill them from head to toe so that they can be pain-free and have a good life and remove all negative thoughts, curses, and blocks. we do lots of stuff for people we don't talk about, but we share it in our workshops, just so people know how to share good energy. Yeah, so it's amazing what prayers can do. Yeah, and we even we do drive-by readings.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, that person's going to have a heart attack. Better send an energy ball. Send an energy ball. Okay, they're going to be here for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone's an open book to you guys.
Yeah, we just help. We don't judge. Because we've been there too.
Yeah.
And we know why we were there. It's just understanding the human behaviors and the history of mankind, why mankind is so hurt. Yeah. Mankind is traumatized and they don't know it. Yeah.
And it's all about shifting that back to
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the whole purpose of healing is admitting to yourself and getting rid of these negative labels of shame, blame, denial, guilt, because those are all man-made teachings. Because in all original languages, there is no swear words. There is no guilt. There is no denial. There is no shame. There's only love. There's only energy in original languages. It's the English language that has taught us to label everything. And when we accept those beliefs, it's like, oh, I should feel bad because I'm healing so fast through grieving, and I should act a certain way. It's like, no, everyone's healing is different. Everyone's grieving is different. I'm not going to feel guilty because I have grown so much in the last 4 months since he's gone home. So it's things like that. It's changing your perspective. And people don't realize that every negative emotion, if you have enough people that believe in it, will create a negative entity, will create a guilt spirit. So as soon as you feel a little bit of guilt, the guilt spirit comes in and says, okay, I'm going to fill you head to toe with guilt and stop your personal growth. That's why we share with people, talk to the emotion, talk to the energy of fear and any type of negative energy that you're feeling, and tell it to leave, so you're only dealing with your stuff. Because guilt and shame, it puts like pressure on you to the point where you don't even want to do anything, and you go through fear, like immense fear. So it's really important to know these, to know that the English language creates entities, like, and you get enough people to believe, and it'll create one. There's a suicide spirit and all this wonderful stuff. So,
well, the whole English language is actually the business language, the money god language.
Yeah.
I sometimes think that we should all. One of the languages that I learned was the sign language to speak with deaf people.
Yeah.
Because I worked with deaf people for about 8 years, and it's the most incredibly beautiful language, because you have to look at the person, have eye contact, and read them all the time.
Yeah.
When you're speaking, you can look around, you can look down, you don't even have to look at the person, right? To connect. So it's the language of connection. But English is not. English, I think there's a lot of words in English that are missing in English.
Yes.
Like the word love. And it's like the word for snow in the north. There's many words for snow, right?
Yes.
Whereas here we say one thing. There it's like, what, 15, 20 different words.
Yes.
Different types. So there's many types of love. They're all perfect, and they all happen in different situations.
Yeah.
But, we should say love. I love the word agape. Mm-hmm. Agape, the love of your humanity, the love of everyone.
Yes.
Right? This is a huge love versus everybody associates love with being attracted to a person of the opposite sex, right?
Oh, there's like false love, unconditional love, and there's love hate, and there's physical. There's the physical act of making love, but they're all different meanings.
Exactly.
And what we teach people is unconditional love. It's positive words, positive actions, positive thoughts, positive prayers, giving without expecting anything, and it's just being in that constant energy, and it's the energy of the other side. Yep. So once you release all of the pain and trauma, admit, talk, remove all the energy, then you can be in that energy of unconditional love, and you'd be amazed. Like the gifts that you have prior to doing, we call it walking the absolute truth. When you do your healing walk, it's to get yourself back into the light, to remove all the blocks in your spiritual being, so that you're a You're a wholly empty vessel. So any gifts that you have, if you have psychic abilities, sensing, feeling, empathy, anything, psychometry, mediumship, after you do your healing walk, your gifts are amplified by 100 because now there's no more blocks in your whole being. And your brain is reconnected, and it's like the next day you can hear your guides talking you clear as day. And a lot of times trauma could also trigger that. I remember the day my first teacher died. I took a nap and I woke and I couldn't sleep because all I can hear was spirits standing around me saying, "She can hear us, she can hear us, Barbie doll, oh Barbie doll." I'm like, who's talking to me? So it was just like really freaky. And then I heard the grandmother moon sing a song to me, but it was more energy and vibration and sound that you cannot hear on Mother Earth. Is really like eclectic, acoustic, and I've never heard that song before. And she sang to me, and I'm like, okay, that's it, I'm getting up. And I sat down, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm hearing like all these spirits talk to me. They're calling me Barbie dolls. No one's called me that since I was a kid. I was like in my head then, right? And her husband at the time said, "Oh, I was wondering what would happen after she died, because she told me to keep an eye on you because your gifts were going to come in full force." I'm like, oh, well, thanks for the heads up. So it was like overnight. So trauma has, as devastating as it can be, has the potential to open up gifts as well. Yep, so it opened up pretty much everything the next day.
Yeah, as a child, I lived in a situation of absolute no love, the opposite of unconditional love. But when I discovered love for the first time, it's such a powerful and beautiful experience. It's made me appreciate it even more.
Oh, I cried. I couldn't believe that it could feel so nice. And when people were actually nice to me and they were genuine, because before I used to be like, what do you want? And when they were genuine and I can see it, I went in my room and I cried my eyes out because there's actually people that are really genuinely loving. And it's like, I need to meet more people like that. And it's like, I need to be like that. So for me, I'm really stubborn. I don't push myself. It's like, I want it, I'm going to earn it. I'm going to research it. I'm going to find out. If you share with me how to do it, I'm going to do it right now. Yeah, that's one thing many horses used to like about me was, he's like, if I show you something once, he's like, you got it. He's like, you just take it and you run. And I'm like, of course, because it's a inner drive, like an inner motivation that I want that. And the only way I'm going to do it is if I earn it. As soon as he taught me how to do my walk, I did it that night. The next day I walked in. He's like, whoa, you did your walk. Your aura is huge. It just filled the room. He's like, yesterday was really spiky and close to your body. Yeah, so it's amazing. It shifts your energy. Yep, so it's good. We have it on our website if people are wondering.
Yeah, let's get that out there again. It's I think I really strongly recommend that people check out the site. I'm sure you have your workshop listed on there. We can talk about when your next one is, but it's called AbsoluteTruthParanormal.com. That's a pretty good name, actually.
Yeah, it was guided by spirit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, him and I worked with our guides. We everything, even putting on my clothes or putting on makeup. They're like, put the blue on your eyes today, or wear the purple, and right down to everything. Yeah, they really help guide, like, with everything in our lives every day.
So you live with 1 foot in this world and 1 foot on the other side all the time.
Yeah, walking in between two worlds.
Beautiful.
That's what many horses. That's how he lived, and I witnessed it. And he was the one that taught me how to do the drive-by readings, energy balls, prayers, and we just shared in our workshop. Yeah.
When he came to you after he passed or passed over, did he look younger?
He did, and I asked him to go back to his age. It's like, I liked you when you were older.
Well, they say that you want to look. You want to look usually
around 30.
Yeah, when you come back, because we feel we're like our best looking in around between 30 and 40. Yeah.
Yeah. So he stood in front of me, and one evening I was meditating, and he was like, "Do you want to see something really neat?" And I'm like, "Okay." So he went from being the elder he was, and then he turned into a 30-year-old, and I looked at him. Okay, you can go back now. I met you when you're older. That's how I want to see you. Okay. You could look like anyone else with everyone else. Yeah, but I've seen him. He was born and raised in the bush, and there was an old cabin there. They used to have a frame, and he had taken me there
What part of Canada was he born in?
Outside of Smithers, BC.
In
I
what
think
part of BC is that? Just
Bulkley Valley, northern BC.
Northern, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Highway 16. Near Highway 6, yeah, it goes right through Smithers. We live on a little reserve called Morristown on the outside of Smithers. And this is where his reserve is. And I'll be staying here probably for another 6 months to a year. Protocol with our people is you put their stuff away for a year and you don't move it. So I'm honoring the old ways, and I'm not moving his stuff, and we will probably move somewhere away from here. Just to have, I want a farm setting place, like a place where we can just be away from people, because it's more peaceful. You don't have to deal with people's emotional energies.
Do you want to set up an eco-village that'll save the planet?
We want to set up like a healing lodge, a place where there's going to be cabins for people to come, a ceremonial grounds, teepees to share teachings, do workshops. We'll have like a workshop setting place, and just live naturally, as natural as possible. We'll still have the conveniences of power and computer and phone and internet and all that good stuff. We just want to live away from a lot of electrical energy, because even having a Wi-Fi in the house, I feel that.
Yeah, this is the nature of I'd say half the people that I know that live in eco-villages, that they offer healing to people. This is the microeconomy. So this is a beautiful vision. And we'll talk after, because I know of a Mohawk chief who wants to. He has 220 acres. He wants to do something with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would be good. I have a community healing strategic plan. If any First Nations in North America want to adapt to it, we'll come in and teach everyone how to be healers and heal a community, and then let you guys be, because you'll know what to do now.
Well, we need a place to focus the healing energy on every level, not just the spiritual stuff, the physical teaching about how we should live again.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be in what I'm being told is that the seeds of knowledge are many here. So there's not one way to live, but there's one way, that there's only one rule, and that is always respect and love Mother Earth. Once you do that right, everything else falls into place. Everything's automatic, and then you just conform the community to the geography and the energy of the place where you're living.
Yes. That is so true. Like with our people, it's always take what you need and give more back, and don't leave any footprints behind. And that's why they haven't been able to trace our people back for millions of years, because we have stories of walking with the dinosaurs. It's just because we lived in harmony. We didn't have to leave any remnants behind, because we had great respect for Mother Earth. Yeah, so it's really amazing.
And that's the huge mistake we're making now, is we're acting. We're living by a god called the money god, which is actually a demon, in my opinion, and it's messing everything up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's ruining our energy. It's destabilizing us tremendously.
Yeah. What we do is we pray on money. Whenever we get, what we do is, Many Horses taught us this. It's amazing teaching. When people come in for a trade, they give us tobacco and they give us a donation for our time when we do one-on-one sessions, or even when we get a check, and we pray on it. We smack it to clear it, and we ask for a blessing on the money to be blessed and purified, and we ask for the money to be offered to every single one of our guides on the other side, so that they have financial abundance on the other side, and we ask them to bless and multiply it and bless it, purify it, and put it on the path of all healers on Mother Earth, so that we too can have that financial abundance in a good way. So we do that for a lot of healers that we don't tell. Now we're sharing. So he's taught us that you can transform the energy to a positive thing. Yeah, so we can help each other that way by praying on money.
I'm sure that sounds beautiful. I mean, any sort of intention for goodness is always worth doing. I favor a green money with a conscience, changing of our money system so that it can only be used for good and transformation back to the mother's way. That's what I think would be very good. And it's actually becoming very popular. It's called cryptocurrency. The money we have now is all going to fall apart soon anyways, because it's too much debt and the banks are all having problems. So one way or the other, we're going to get back to the mother by choice or by necessity.
Yeah, it's true. Well, it's been prophesized with our people that the systems are all going to fall. I've heard it through the Mohawk people. I've heard it through the Dene people, and even the Nisga'a and Wet'suwet'en, like with the elders, that some of them that do talk and share the information, is that the governing systems are going to fall, and the people are going to run to the governing systems. Are not going to help them. The systems that are there to protect us, and they're not going to help us. And they're going to run to the organized beliefs, and they're not going to be able to help them. And they're going to run back to the spiritual people who are going to be able to help them and show them another way. So that has been prophesized, and it's in the works. Money is going to fall. It is going to go back to a trading system. Yeah, so it's good to have good trade.
A barter system.
Yes. Yeah. And we do that at our workshops whenever we have a person that's low income and doesn't have a lot of money. We'll say, okay, well, do you know how to make medicines? Do you know how to do massage or whatever? It's like we have a lady friend who's just starting her business here on Reserve, and she wanted to come to the workshop. So I said, well, you know what? Why don't you give Maureen and I a back massage, and we'll call it a fair trade. You can come to our workshop so you can gain all the knowledge, tools, and wisdom, or all the tools that you need to help yourself. So we even work that way. And there's another young lady, we said, well, why don't you work our craft table and sell our items for us, and you don't have to pay the fee to come to our workshop. Well, we call it a self-investment fee because it is for the self. Yeah, so we're working it. we're reminding people of the old ways. So it works.
Yeah, no, it's because we are a natural being. The only thing that can work here is the indigenous way, and we can put technology on top of that. As long as the technology we use does not hurt the mother, we can do things like have a computer and have an internet. Actually, the internet is going to be so powerful because it's going to allow us. It's going to be one of the great tools that will allow us to go back to the garden, because we can all talk. We don't have to travel. We can talk to anyone anywhere on planet Earth. Like you're on an island in northern BC. And I'm in Toronto. To drive there would take me 5 days. Right?
Yeah.
Because of the internet, we can talk and we can share and we can learn from each other and we can teach the whole world. It's an incredible miracle.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, everyone, back to I'm Nature. I'm your host, Brian Porter, and it's always this time in my show when I have to put in my 2 cents to support, or not 2 cents, $1 million to support freedomslips.com, the most amazing platform on the internet for teachings and information on what's actually happening on planet Earth. The correct views on a lot of the political situations, the environmental situations, and this show, which is focused mainly on healing. It's an incredible resource. One of the best ways to maintain and absorb the knowledge is to get the archives. For $4.95 a month, you can get access to 90 different shows. So we're putting out about 40 hours a day of material that you can pick and choose as time permits, and you can download it to your phone or your computer. So I strongly advise and recommend that everyone get the archives. And you can just simply do that by going to the website, freedomslips.com, and go to the donate area. Subscribe, and then you're in. Okay. So there's my plug-in for Revolution Radio. Please support this station. It's very important. It's a healing place for planet Earth. Now, let's get back to our 2 amazing guests, Barbara Moreau and Maureen. Now, we were, during the break, I don't usually have this much exchange with the guests, but now Barbara's full of energy, this one. She wants me to, what are we going to do? A cleansing ritual or something?
Yeah, it's clearing out your mind, body, spirit, and emotions. We call it a self-clearing. It's an ancient shamanic healing technique that everyone can do. And if people want to, they can do it along with us, which is great. It's very simple. And I'll just explain to you in detail, and as we do the pulling. And then anytime you take anything that's negative out of your spiritual body, it leaves like a hole in the energy. So when we're done, we'll fill the body back with love so that you're protected, guided, and you're safe. And your aura and your spiritual body is sealed. It's just a matter of maintenance after that, and smudging and using all kinds of wonderful protections that will help keep you in balance. So if you have questions about it afterwards, I can share with you what it's about. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to, can I do a quick reading on you?
For sure.
Okay. Since I've been talking to you, my heart has been palpitating, which means your heart palpitates. I've been sensing that on my body. The back of your neck gets tense sometimes. You go through mild headaches, and you're like a deep thinker. You're really good at hearing spirits, and you're really good at seeing things, and you see way more than you let people know, because I can see what you see. And you're good at reading whether a person is good or bad. You have a built-in lie detector. Your kidneys, you have old fear in your kidneys, so they kind of go off every once in a while, so you need to drink more water. You also need to juniper tea to help flush your kidneys. Or you can get a health food care product called Uri Harmony, which I've used to help bring the health back of my kidneys. And also, because the kidneys are off, the bladder is off. And when the bladder goes off in a male, it affects their glands. So something to help your prostate would be good, like saw palmetto, or there's other things that would help. So it's just understanding how the energy of the organs work. Your lower back hurts, and it goes down to your knees. Your left knee hurts more than your right. It doesn't really hurt, but it's just kind of like pressure on there. So that usually stems from the stomach, which means that your stomach needs help with enzymes, so digestive enzymes and probiotics. At least stay on there for 2 years to help bring back the gut bacteria in balance, because even if you use antibiotics once in your life, it will throw off your gut bacteria, which causes health problems down the line, especially after the age of 30, 35. That's when our health starts kicking in. You have energy healing hands, and you're very connected to, well, obviously you're connected to Mother Earth because you do the show, but I can feel the energy from your feet connected to her. It's very solid. You have very powerful guides that walk behind you. You have a little granny there that kicks your butt in line when you don't listen, because you can be very stubborn. She liked to bake a lot. Yep, so she's there with you all the time. Yeah. So you do have lots of stuff in your tummy that has to do with your confidence. You've had to learn to rebuild up. The memory cells are still in your tummy from your childhood memories. So we could pull that out today if you're willing.
Sure.
Okay, so basically what we're going to do is once we get the reading and it's vocalized, then it kind of triggers all the memories in your head, so that we can pull those memories out of the memory cells and the DNA in the body. Okay, and it's fun. So I'm just getting myself ready here. So basically, you just have to repeat after me. I let go.
I let go.
Of all the negative thoughts.
Of all the negative thoughts.
Curses.
Curses.
Energy.
Energy.
Fear.
Fear.
Negative life experiences.
Negative life experiences.
And I call back.
And I call back.
My power.
My power.
My permission.
My permission.
And my spirit.
And my spirit.
From the beginning of my life.
From the beginning of my life.
Until now.
Until now.
Okay. So then all you do is place the hand on the back of your neck, under your hair. And what you do is it's going to feel like energy going down your back like a rope. And you take a deep breath, and on the deep breath, is you grab and you pull at the same time. So deep breath in, grab, throw up.
Okay.
Yep. So what happens is when you throw it up, or wherever you decide to chuck it, I've done a prayer prior to this, and I've asked, thank you, Mother Earth, thank you, Creator, thank you, grandmothers and grandfathers, thank you, all good spirits far and wide, Mother Mary, Brother Jesus, angels, sacred animals, and birds, that all the negative energy that we take off ourselves, and Brian and Maureen and whoever else is listening, to be blessed and purified, to be transformed from negative energy to positive energy, and to go back to Mother Earth as healing energy.
Beautiful.
Okay, so every time we clear ourselves, the intention is to send it to Mother Earth as healing energy, because we can transform energy in our prayers. Okay, so that's step one. Next one is in the front of the throat. So what you do is you're going to feel energy go from your throat all the way down to the bottom of your feet, and it's the same thing. It's like a rope. You just imagine a rope covering your whole front, and you take a deep breath, under breath out, grab and throw up. Yeah, you got to grab that sucker. Yeah. And on your chest, like your heart chakra, or in the middle of your chest, you rub it like a big pancake. And this is where you let go of all the pain and sadness. And you take a deep breath, grab, throw it up. On your tummy, where your organs are, in your intestines, you make a big circle again, like a big pancake there. And this is where you let go of all the fears, negative thoughts, curses, insecurities, jealous, envy, and all the things that we've done in our lives and things that were done with us. Take a deep breath, grab, throw it up. Okay. The next one is under our belly button. Place your hand under our belly button, and on the breath out, you pull down above the body. You pull down and throw it up. Okay. So deep breath, pull down above the body, throw up. Okay, so you take your right hand and you reach behind to your shoulder blades. Place your hand there, because that's where we get hit psychically by negative thoughts, curses, psychics, and stuff like that. So psychic attacks. So you take a deep breath, grab, throw it up. Take your left hand, put it on your right shoulder blade, reach back as far as you can. Deep breath, grab, throw it up. Okay. Now you put your right hand on the top of your left shoulder, and you pull your hand down. You don't have to breathe out. You just pull the energy down your arm, off your fingertips, throw up. Underneath your armpit, same side, left hand, pull the energy down underneath your arm, pull off your fingertips, and throw up. And then you put your left hand on your right shoulder, pull the energy down off your fingertips, throw up. Underneath the armpit, under your arm, down off your fingertips, and throw up. Okay, the next one is you do your left knee first. You place one hand above the left knee and one behind. You leave the hand on the knee there. And it's like you're going to pull out mud behind your knee. So you grab and pull and throw up 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you wrap your hands around above your knee, like you cup your leg. Your fingers and thumbs can touch. And you pull the energy down your calf and pull it off your toes, and then you stomp your foot 4 times to get the energy flowing again. And the reason why you pull it off 4 times is so you can face 4 directions. Okay, so then you do your right knee, hand above, one behind. You leave the top hand over the knee, and then you pull 4 times, like taking mud behind your knee. Throw up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cup your hands above your knees, pull down your calf, past your ankles, off your toes, stomp your foot 4 times. Okay, and then from there, what you do is you take the shackle off your throat, off your wrist, pull it off your wrist, throw it up, one on each ankle, you grab it and throw it up. Put your hands on your hips, like taking off an old chastity belt. Deep breath, grab and throw the chastity belt off. The next one you do is use your hands like a comb, and you clear the top of your head, like taking mud off, and you clear all of your hair. You take the energy off your hair and throw it up, and that will clear your connection to Creator. And if you ever need to wake up, then you clear the top of your head and take the energy off your hair. It helps wake your mind up. The next one is place your hands on your temples. And you say, I can control my thoughts.
I can control my thoughts.
Deep breath. Pull it off. Throw it up. Okay. And then cup your hands over your ears. It's like you're going to pull little bullets or little pellets out of your ears, and you pull your arms, take a deep breath, and you pull your arms out away from your body, really slow, and throw it up. And you do it 3 times. Pull, really slow, like an elastic band. You got to be really gentle, because what we hear is connected to every organ in our body. What we see is connected to every organ in our body. You don't want the energy to slap back, so it's really gentle and slow. The next one is behind the ears. Because that's where spirit ears are. Place your hands behind your ears, and on the breath out, you pull down along your jaw and pull the energy off your throat. Down, throw it up. Okay, the next one is placing your hand on your third eye, and you take a deep breath, and you pull down off your nose. Throw it up. Okay, if you've been told to be quiet or shut your mouth or anything like that, you take that mask off your face. You can pull it off your mouth. You can put your hands on your cheeks and say, I can be myself now, and pull off your nose, pull front, and throw it up, so that we don't have a double face anymore, we have one. Okay, the next one is cup your eyes. Really, really gentle, same thing. You pull your deep breath, and you pull your hands out away from your body in front of you, and you throw it up really gently. Pull really slow and throw up. Do it 3 times. So all the negative things you've seen in your life, you're pulling them out. So
how'd you do on extra?
Yeah, okay. You can do as many as you want there, but we just do 3 to make sure it's clear.
I've seen a lot of negative things in my life.
Yes, so now our vessel is clear. Now to put the love back in. Now to balance the brain is you put your hand side by side on the top of your head. And to breathe I love you is really simple. You just close your eyes and you remember. Do you remember the first time you fell in love, or the first time you held your child, and you just feel that love? It's really freeing and really light. You just want to remember it. So you have that memory in your mind, and then you say out loud, I call the unconditional love back.
The unconditional love back.
To my mind, body, spirit, and emotion.
To my mind, body, spirit, and emotions.
To fill me head to toe.
To fill me head to toe.
And to fill my aura.
To fill my aura.
To protect me.
To protect me.
To guide me.
To guide me.
To heal me.
To heal me.
And to love me.
And to love me.
Okay, now take a deep breath in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. And they're belly breaths. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. Breathe in, I love you. And breathe out, I love you. Now, if you have a tingly sensation in your brain, that's perfect. Now, the next one is one hand, left hand on your forehead, and the hand behind your head. Now, this will also balance your brain. It'll also balance your emotions with your subconscious. So you just breathe, same thing. Think of the first time you fell in love and just breathe in, I love you. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. The love is for self. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. There we are. Okay, now that balances the emotions. Now to balance the whole being, mind, body, spirit, and emotions, you put one hand under the belly button, about 2 inches. You want your palm on 2 inches underneath your belly button, because that is where we're connected spiritually to our own spirit. And one on our third eye, on our forehead, because that connects us to our spiritual eye. So we're balancing our mind, body, spirit, and emotions, and we're filling ourselves head to toe with unconditional love. So same thing. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. Breathe in, I love you. And breathe out, I love you. Breathe in, I love you. Breathe out, I love you. Once you get chills head to toe, then you're filled with unconditional love from the other side. There. Feels better, eh? Room's brighter? You'll find that your senses will be like way up.
My shoulder's sore. Well, you know what? You know, you said some cool things about my health, but the one thing that really annoys me is the fact that my sinuses are always running all the time.
That is resentment.
It is who?
Resentment.
Really?
Yep. Who are you angry with that you've never voiced it to? So that's what I've learned was whenever you're so full of old anger, hate, and rage, or whatever emotions that are built up, it's important to get rid of them out of your being. So what I've done was, you can do this at home if you're home alone. I went in the bush and I stood between two trees and I put tobacco around me and I asked Mother Earth to take everything, to bless and purify and to turn it to healing energy, that everything I say is not going to hit or hurt anyone because it's just a safe place for me to release all of the layers of emotion that I was feeling. Because once you get to rage and anger, it's all of the emotions at once coming. It's like shaking a bottle of pop. You open it, it goes psh. And resentment is when we haven't really spoken our truth. So, like the exact facts of what happened to us. So I had done that. I put tobacco out. I took Kleenex. I took water. And it's like, okay, I'm going to tell it like it is. And the first time I did it was to just get rid of all of the pent-up anger against the violence I went through in the relationship, the emotional abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse, everything that I went through. All the first teachers, I gave them an earful. I told it like it was, and then I called my power of permission and spirit back. And it was to the point where I was screaming at the top of my lungs, because I finally got to say everything I wanted to say to them that I would never do in person, but it was a safe place for me to release it. And what I had done was, when I was done, I was dry heaving. Nothing came out. And that is when the negative entity or energy is leaving your body. It no longer controls you because you faced it. So I just cleared myself. I just pulled it off my throat, because our throats will close up when the dark energy doesn't want us to speak our own absolute truth, which is exact facts and what happened in our own life. So you just keep clearing yourself as you're doing it. And after I was done, my body was so tired from holding on to all of those repressed memories and emotions for my whole life that I had to rest for a couple days after. Because your body does get tired from holding those emotions in for so long, for many, many years. And after that, I learned to admit my feelings as they come up, and it's okay to cry. Whenever I cry, I say I cry to release. I ask for healing energy to come back in. And I made this health. We have this wonderful lady who's a herbalist here in town, and she gave us some natural product called fire cider that you can make at home. It's hot, tangy, and sweet. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to make. You let it ferment. There's a recipe online, and I took 1 tablespoon, and I haven't been able to breathe out of my nose for this side for 15 years, like my right side, because of the resentment. And after I got rid of it, it lightened it up, but I still had some residue in there, physical residue. I took 1 tablespoon of fire cider that night. I could breathe out of my nostril for the first time in how many years? So I take 1 tablespoon a day. It keeps away colds, flus, and it opens up the lungs, clears out the lungs, clears the sinuses.
Fire cider.
Fire cider.
Oh, that's cool. And that's just one herb, or is it a combination?
It's a combination: garlic, cayenne pepper, horseradish root, and onions. So there's a recipe online, and you put it in apple cider vinegar. You stick it in a jar, glass jar, for 4 weeks in a cool place, and after that you jar them, and it lasts a year in your fridge.
It's like a detox, right?
Big time.
Can clear your sinuses, right?
Yes, it's actually helping my organs too.
Yeah. I think a friend of mine just started making that, something similar. I'm not sure if it was fire cider. That's pretty cool. Yes. Well, thanks so much. That was a pretty cool experience.
Yes.
Now that I've got it on tape, I can do it again.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's going to be great when we get you on video, because on Making a Difference TV, because then people can watch. It's a lot easier when you can see it too, eh?
Yes, it is. I tried to give it as much detail because you do lots of phone readings. People make appointments with us and we do phone readings from all over Canada, or whoever wants one. So we're open to that.
And you have Skype.
Yes, we have Skype. We can do it. Oh, yeah, I can do it there
that's
now.
Awesome. And we're actually doing, I don't usually do my interviews using video, because the station doesn't have video, but it's been very, I'm just telling people that it's, to see it is very helpful in this situation, to see what Barbara's doing.
Yes.
It helps. And just to see her energy, and you feel it more. It's more powerful to see the visual. She has a beautiful smile, a very healing smile.
I think my dad. And my mom. Yeah. So it's important to know that people, once they learn how to do this, you can do it anytime. Whenever I go to a restaurant, if someone judges me and the energy sticks on me, I go in the bathroom and I pull it off and I do a forgiveness prayer. I forgive them. I remember being like that. So you can use the clearing technique anywhere. Yeah, and it's really amazing. And protection is key, like protecting your mind, body, spirit, and emotions, especially your spiritual body. I'll get Maureen to talk more on that because she's amazing with protections. And
well, you know what? We need protections in my business, because I was telling you off air earlier that you get attacked a lot because of what we do. Actually, a friend, well, I wouldn't say a friend, but somebody I met recently who connected with a couple of my friends was, I think he was taken out. He died recently. You know, we're in a tough business as activists, and so we need to know. And I, you know, I send my love to all my activist friends. I keep telling them that they have to learn how to deal with the negative energy, that it's killing them, that they're worrying, that they live in fear, and this is not good.
Yeah, dark energy works on permission. As long as you say nothing, silence is permission. They are scared of angry women and angry men. If I come home and they won't leave, I'll scream at them and give them an earful like, "Get the heck out of here, you are not welcome," and they'll leave. Yeah, so smudging and self-clearing and hanging up sacred objects on the 4 outer walls of the house are very important, and smudging them every day because it creates a sacred barrier of white wall, like a big sphere around your house, and you can tell it what to do, like pray or just say it. I ask that only divine love, light, and energy and good spirits are allowed in this sacred space, or only my guides are allowed in this sacred space. It's super important that your home is protected. Super important that your bedroom is protected.
Well, sorry. The other thing, I have a little video about my new TV station, and I recommend that people sleep outside as much as they can. To be close to the mother is important, and she literally will hug me at night. Literally, it's absolutely fantastic. And then all the animals are there, and they send you love, and the grass and the trees. Everything here is connected by love. Love, there's really only one energy, right? It's love energy.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. And Mother Earth has tremendous healing spirit energies, and we can connect to that really simply. I'll just quickly go through how to connect.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And then
I just focused on the center of the earth, but there's probably many other ways. Okay.
Yeah. So once I get through that, I'll get Maureen to take over because my energy is really high. I'm just like the Energizer Bunny. I gotta ground myself. Yeah. So it's really simple. Like you open your hands up and you raise it up, as to raise it to Creator, and you can say Creator or God or whatever your higher power is, and you say, I ask you to connect to me.
To connect to me.
To keep me balanced.
To keep me balanced.
Protected.
Protected.
Guided.
Guided.
And healed.
And healed.
I love you, Creator.
I love you, Creator.
I honor you.
I honor you.
I respect you.
I respect you.
And I believe in you.
And I believe in you.
And you pull the energy down towards your head. Take a deep breath in. Down towards, and you open your hands down towards your feet. And you say, Mother Earth.
Mother Earth.
I ask you.
I ask you.
To keep me connected.
To keep me connected.
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life.
To heal me.
To heal me.
To balance me.
To balance me.
To ground me.
To ground me.
And to keep me safe.
To keep me safe.
Guided.
Guided.
And protected.
And protected.
I love you.
I love you.
I honor you.
I honor you.
I respect you.
I respect you.
And I believe in you.
And I believe in you.
Then you pull the energy up towards your feet. Put your hands facing your body up and down. Just go up and down in front of your body with a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Like sweeping your hands facing you up and down your body. And all you do is you're breathing in, I love you, from Creator and Mother Earth until you get chills head to toe. And then you're connected. And then you open your arms in front of you. Yeah, you open your arms in front of you with your palms up and you say, I am ready.
I am ready.
I am willing.
I am willing.
To receive these gifts.
To receive these gifts.
From Creator.
From Creator.
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth.
And all my guides.
And all my guides.
And you pull it towards your heart. Take a deep breath in. Cross your arms, hug yourself. Say, I love you.
I love you.
There. If you get chills head to toe, then that's you receiving the gifts from the other side, Mother Earth, Creator, and all your guides. Because many, many times we're gifted from the other side and we forget to put our arms out and say, I accept these gifts now.
I accept these gifts now.
Yeah. So, and then you hug it in your being, through your heart, through your spiritual connection. So it's important to do that. And that you'll be able to see, if you're spiritual, you'll be able to see a line go straight up from the head, the crown, straight up. Yeah. And the line to connected from the cranium down to Mother Earth is really strong into the feet. So it's a total connection. You're totally connected. So now, anytime, if someone, vampires, they say energy vampires, they suck you dry. What you do is in your mind, if you can't do the connection, you just connect in your mind and see your arms doing all the actions, or you just say connect to Mother Earth, connect to Creator, and your body will automatically do it. You start breathing in the energy from Creator and Mother Earth at the same time. It'll come in like out your heart. It'll come from above and below you with the breath in. The energy will automatically start doing that. So if someone is an energy vampire, you can pump them full of energy from Creator, Mother Earth. It's not going to touch your personal energy anymore. Yeah, so, people can try to suck off you.
When I was being attacked by these 5 people on Skype, I just felt like a pressure and a vibration all around me. But it wasn't a positive vibration. It was like... Yeah. So that I just want people to know that if you ever feel that sensation, if you're not, people that aren't as aware as I am, that it's you're being attacked, and to get out of that situation as soon as you can.
Yeah. Just push the energy back. Like push your hands towards the computer and say, keep your energy as a lesson. I'll send you love and blessings. And then you disconnect from it. Like you chop in front of you like a big knife and say, I disconnect from the energy. Or I disconnect from this phone call. I send them love and blessings and push energy back so that you're no longer connected to them.
Well, you were doing all this kind of like, was it like smudging, cleaning the energy after we discussed the incident? Were you feeling it was still there? Is that why you're doing that?
Yes.
Yes?
Because when you talk about it, you reconnect with the energy. So just say I'm talking about it as a lesson so it doesn't come back in. I'm talking about it as a teaching.
I'm talking about it as a teaching so it does not come back in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so then you don't take it personal either because they're teaching us where we used to be and you know how much work they have to do. And they need prayers. They really do need good energy. Yeah, a lot of people...
I tried to work with them. But, they're a pack of lost souls. So, I mean, you do what you can, and but you don't sacrifice yourself too much. I took a bit of an energy drain, but I had confidence that I could deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah, Maureen, too, is really sensitive to energy, and we can feel the people who are listening. A lot of them need help.
Oh, good.
So
good, because it's true. It's true. We need to focus much more on healing, because this is not a right now the planet is struggling. The mother is struggling, let alone everybody else, and we're all connected. So, yeah.
So Maureen's just sitting off the side here, and she's going to share some teachings on protection.
Oh, that's important. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'll just let her talk for a bit, because I can yap your ear off, but she needs to share some goodness, because she's a big, powerful energy ball, too.
Good.
Okay. I'll just sit there for a bit.
Okay.
And I'll just blab it out really fast, and then... Hi.
Hey.
Okay, just so you're aware, I cannot sit in front of a computer for very long. I feel all of the energy, and I just start to get jittery. So that's why I keep...
Oh, that's because you're so pure.
Up and moving around.
That's because you're so pure. I understand that.
That's funny.
It's a true story.
It's a true story.
Yeah. I learned a lot about protections with my first teacher, mostly because where I work is a lot of protection areas. I work in a protection realm. And so I learned from her. I'm just going to share with you the basics for everybody to get started so that they could walk into this whole world of emotion without feeling hammered by everybody's emotions. Because it literally feels like you're walking through really thick sludge or thick energy when you're out amongst a whole lot of people. And it's really sticky, and it sticks on you and can affect your body in different ways. Like even just sitting on a computer, if I'm only talking to one person, I could still feel everybody on the computer. I could feel the illnesses they go through, the emotions they go through. So it starts to get me all worked up inside.
Everybody on the network, you mean? Yes. Wow.
Yeah. So I have to keep getting up and walking away from the computer every once in a while. So one of the things that I first learned was that as soon as I wake up in the morning, to call a white light around me. And I process everything in color. I process everything in color and breath. So when I see somebody experiencing a certain emotion, it'll show up to me in a certain color. Or if they're going through a certain illness, it'll show up in a certain color. And what I do is breathe out the opposite color that will neutralize the color that's creating the illness. And it's all about neutralizing and maintaining balance. One of the things that was being talked about earlier was the original languages. And I was remembering in our language, the word for illness sounds a lot like the word for love, but it means somebody who's experiencing no love. Mm. Yeah, so there's no such word as sickness or illness. It just means no love. So back to the protections. One of the first protections in the morning is to call a white light around me. And only divine love and light is accepted in that white light. I learned along the way that gold light is an amplifier of protection and white light is the protection. So I call gold speckles to be in and out of the white light as well. Amethyst is a good color because it absorbs all negative energies that we may pick up in our auric field. So I ask that the outside be layered with amethyst, but it means that you have to make sure that you clear it all of the time. And I use various protection stones, different essential oils. Juniper is a really good protection because the way it was stated to me that juniper needles, even the biggest, it was said in a First Nations language, but it said even the biggest demon will not go near juniper. So juniper essential oil is a really good protection to have. Wow. And it keeps everything away.
Even demons.
Yep. Uh, the other method of protection is to always make sure that you are breathing unconditional love in and out of everywhere you go. And the prayers that you say, one of the things in the morning that I say in my daily prayers that are guided by my guides is that anybody who walks through my auric field, I ask that they be healed, and ask that any negative energy be neutralized as they pass through my energy. So it's also a clearing, but it is a protection, because it means that other negative energies can't get together and become heavy on any one person. Calling back energy, it's very important that you call back your energy every day. I do it several times a day. First thing in the morning, I call all of me back from dream time, because I do a lot of work in dream time as well. One of the things that I found out about myself is that I can split my spirit in several different directions, and I can be in several different places. It looks like I'm daydreaming constantly, but it's just me checking on all the pieces of me where I've gone to help. And the other thing that all of the people on earth do not know about themselves is that everybody is like that. So we not only help here, we're also connected to spirits that are in other galaxies, dimensions, universes, or whatever you want to call them. So one of the things that I make sure to do is call all my energy back that is scattered in the universe, because if there is somebody over in a different galaxy or a different part of the world that I haven't even met yet, but I know them from across the other side, if they've called for help, then part of me goes to help, because I know them. So as a daily practice, call back all the different parts of me that are scattered throughout the universe. And sometimes I only have a couple of seconds to do it. Sometimes I have like about an hour to do that. It depends. So I let my guides know I only got this amount of time. Could you bring back all my energy that's scattered in the universe? And they do. It happens instantly.
So you believe in multi-manifestation of your consciousness?
Yes. I experience it.
Oh yeah. Do you have a number, or is there or does it depend on each individual person?
I only can speak from my own experience, and there's been times where I was in 8 different places at the same time. Okay. Yeah. But it was very hard for me I was in trouble a lot in school for daydreaming a lot. And that's what was going on.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, so it's very important that everybody call their energy that's scattered in the universe, because whether they believe it or not, they are getting called for help everywhere.
As soon as they think of you.
Yeah.
So how do you call it back? Do you just say, please, energy, come back?
No, I just ask my guides to bring it back. Return all my energies that are scattered in the universe.
Okay, and so you say, please, all my energy come back from the universe? Something like that?
Yeah, I ask my guides to return it to me.
Your guides? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how many guides do you have?
A whole pile.
How far can you see?
They vary in number depending on what where you're at.
Yeah, each one has a specific purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And all the different aspects of your life. So you got different guides for each one. I have different ones show up to me depending on what's necessary. I have I call them bull guides because they look like bulls.
Bulls. Yeah,
and they protect me. They when there's a time where I have to stand my ground, and like you were talking about how you were facing a group of people, even though there was just you.
Yeah.
Okay. For those kind of situations, I have bull guides, and they sit right in front of me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they make it safe for me to stand my ground without feeling everybody's energy. So you call on them when you have to do that again.
The Woka. Well, I have Krishna. Krishna is the most, from my understanding of the spiritual philosophies that I'm aware of, Krishna is the only god who came here and defeated all the demons and also took down all the AI spaceships. So he's a very powerful being. And I meditated and asked him to come for 3 months, and he finally showed up. Now, it isn't the full being, but it's enough to keep me protected. And that's, I guess, he's my bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to use our spiritual learnings and our inclinations. If you're reading a book and you feel very connected to the spirit in that book, or if it's a religious text, I tell people, become that being. It's there to teach you.
Yeah.
Live according to its laws and its life, because we are all connected to all the most powerful beings in the universe. And
yes, we are.
When we fully manifest, we can become that being. Right? Do you believe that?
I believe that there's a part of me connected to every single one of them.
Yes. Yeah.
And I experienced. I could have either experienced a life with them, or I could have been them.
Well, I have this beautiful mermaid who I call her Mother Earth, and through asking her name, I met beautiful Barbara Threecrow, who I hope you'll meet. She's a very powerful healer. Native, she sees like you. She's like everything. She sees everything. I mean, ever since birth, and I think you'll really resonate with her. Yeah, but my other friend Jean, he said that this being, this beautiful mermaid, is me in another universe or it's my higher self. I said, really? I said, well, maybe. I don't know, but she's pretty amazing. So. Beings that can create whole planets are a bit out of my range, but maybe in another lifetime, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's certain situations, for example, when I have to cut through a whole lot of negative energy, I have a samurai that walks with me.
Beautiful.
He uses his sword. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who uses Thor. Have you heard of that being, Thor?
Yes.
With the big the
hammer.
The hammer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get away from me! I got the hammer. It's hammer time. Yeah, I mean, we're so powerful, and we don't use our energy because we haven't been taught that we are pure energy beings.
We're taught that we're separate.
Yeah.
It's about power. It's about control.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's about time we took back the power.
Yes.
The mother. I mean, I look at the other thing I've learned from using mind heart. That when I look at this beautiful angel mermaid, with my mind, she's kind of like starting to deteriorate. But when I use my heart, she's in full power. But the deterioration reflects the fact that the Mother Earth is parts of her are dying. Some of the nature spirits have left, according to the Kogi. And we have to, every one of us on this earth have to focus on healing the mother, not just with our minds, but through our actions.
Yes.
We have to stop toxifying her. The Pacific Ocean is dying. We're right in it, right?
Yeah.
You feel the energy being depleted.
Yes. Yeah. There's days I feel like crying because I could feel the pain she's in. And
I cried all night one night because I just felt the pain.
Yes.
Not just her, but of the children. I've been told that the creator feels very upset when the children are hurt. Adults know better, but children don't. And when the children are hurt, like the other day I read about a 10-year-old child committing suicide, and I was just so sad. I thought, oh, God.
Yes.
To think a child that young could be in that much pain.
The ones that are coming in now, they're very wise. So they know whether they have a purpose, and they're very intent on that purpose. And if they feel that this one action will help draw attention to their purpose, that's what'll happen. And the ones that are very forceful, they're here to help break down all of these walls that are happening. They call them indigo children.
Yes.
Yes. And so
I'm first generation indigo.
Yes.
I've always, like I say, I saw this incredible, like she was full, like the most incredibly powerful thing I've ever seen when she came to me when I was around 10 years old. And she saved my life.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the places where you see that there's protesting going on, I bet you could tell like about a majority of them are indigo children.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. They're making sure that there's awareness.
Yeah, that we need to pray a lot for the people in North Dakota, Standing Rock. I mean, they're really feeling the heat right now.
Yeah, part of me's over there.
Yeah, good. The dark side, and I post about them and I send them love every day. The darkness does not like this, and